Welcome back everyone, you're watching Chilled Fossil, and today we're doing something a little bit different. We're going to be making a DIY tech art. Now with all the inflation and the supply chain issues and billionaires stealing your money, I thought this would be a really cool idea for the holidays for you to gift other people or maybe even spruce up your own space. Super simple to make, it's pretty fast, quick, simple, and it really is timeless. You can set this up anywhere and it'll look nice, or just give it as a gift. It's really cool. Now the materials you'll need are pretty simple. You'll first of all need this frame, or it's called a Shadowbox. I've got this one linked below. You'll need a computer, you'll need some sort of super glue or mounting tape or something like that. Now as I go through this, I'm going to be making a few mistakes, so make sure you watch till the end so that you don't make the same mistakes that I made. Now first of all, you're going to need some old piece of tech that we can frame. Now if you're anything like me, you should have some kind of old technology lying around. Boom, PSP. Welcome to the control room. It's me, I just got out of the shower, obviously. The first thing I'm gonna do is disassemble this PSP, and then we're gonna figure out which parts we want to keep and frame and which parts we're just gonna trash. Once we know which parts we're gonna keep, we're gonna be able to organize our canvas and then go forward with actually putting the pieces on the canvas itself. Oh. This thing is basically a circle, so it's just circled out at this point. I'm trying to rip it open again because... Ooh. Start button is in the screen. The start button went from here. It's... Alright, one of one. Alright, on to part number 2. So now we're left with this. Please just come out without a problem. Please. Oh, these came out. I want to keep those. Those could look pretty neat on the actual device. Be careful not to electrocute yourself, because that would be terrible. Okay, get it in. Oh, perfect. Okay. Come on. Wow, that is sick. I want to keep all of this. I want to keep this wire too. This PSP actually hasn't been working since middle school. The last Google search you'll find on this PSP was how to unbrick a fully bricked PSP. I actually did find a solution. I needed this battery that was called a Pandora battery. And so the real last search on my PSP was how to unbrick a fully bricked PSP without a Pandora battery. And alas, it was no more. At the time I had no money, so basically it was just like one of the most sad periods in middle school was when I broke this. I still bought it to school even though it wouldn't work, just because it was my companion. So, sad little story. This just shot out. This is getting dangerous. I don't like this anymore. Yeah, you want to be very careful with this. This is electricity. Well, let's take a look at what we already have and see if there's anything that we can use from here. So here, this is the shadow box that arrived in the mail. And the reason I'm taking it out right now, I just wanted something that we can actually plan this out on. Oh, this is nice and thick. We'll do it on that. Alright, so this is the actual canvas. Now I'm gonna be changing this up, but this is just for us to kind of lay things out and plan exactly how we want the end product to look like. So I might do something like this. Once you feel you have enough stuff, that's when you can stop, and that's when we can start moving on to the next steps. So don't feel like, you know, you have to fill up the space. Having a more clean and minimal look is just as good as well. I'm gonna keep scavenging, see what I can find, putting things down, planning around, and see exactly how I can make this look better. Obviously it's not gonna work, but that's what I have so far. And then once we're decided, we're gonna take this over to the computer and we're gonna plan out an 11 by 14 sheet that I'm gonna have printed, and then we're gonna put that sheet on top of this linen. Cool. I'm gonna see you guys in the productivity lab. Last night I put in the order for the poster. Today I went and picked it up at Office Max. So let me go ahead and show it to you. I've also kind of finalized the design. So it's going to be like this. Did I? No, it's just dust. So it's going to look like this. I can't really show you because it's not actually like fixed onto the frame yet. We're going to do that today. I have adhesive glue. I have a razor. Because we're going to cut this out in the exact shape of this background before we put it on. The reason I want to use something like this that I can just spray on is because I'll be able to get a much more even consistency, and because this has a little bit of glare to it, or a gloss effect, I want to be able to put it on flat so I can minimize any like light reflection. But you can use glue, you can use anything that'll, you know, paste it down. And honestly, this whole thing really is also optional. So if you don't have or want to go out and spend extra, you could just have it like this. And this is pretty cool looking too. The frame is dirty, so I do apologize for that for now. But yeah, you could have it like this. So it's not, you don't need to do this, but I just want to take it that extra step further. So let's get into it. And just rip that. Yeah, it's gonna be a nice and tight fit, just like that. And then I'm gonna be able to place everything on also. So now what I'm gonna do is go ahead and use the glue and glue this onto this foam board. I've never actually used adhesive spray. Should I shake it? Is that something I need to do? I can see the spray. If you went straight with the paper without the foam backing, it wouldn't be as sturdy. And with that, it could actually bring the paper down or come down with the paper itself. And so we just want it to be as long lasting as possible. So having something hard on the back and something a little bit sturdier is gonna definitely give it a lot more life. Now, how are we mounting the actual components onto the board? Well, that's up to you. You can use super glue, you can use mounting tape, whatever you have available is what I recommend. But for more heavier things like, you know, something like this, or even this whole front screen, which is quite heavy and is full metal, mounting tape is going to work a lot better because it is a little bit more sturdier than your traditional glue. So I'm using double-sided mounting tape. This gives me a little bit of elevation because it's really thick. So for parts like these, which are also kind of high off the ground, I can kind of make sure that they still stick on because it is pretty thick. This is quite dirty work that I'm doing right now. Very dirty. Take your time. Obviously, these strings, if you're using duct tape, you don't want any kind of string hanging out the side. So obviously what's happening back here doesn't really matter unless it matters to you. I know there's people that are, you know, oh, it's gotta be perfect. And I understand, Jackie Chan's a perfect man. And I appreciate him. And so if you wanna be that perfectionist, go ahead. I'm just not a super perfectionist. So that's part one on the board, ladies and gentlemen. I'm gonna basically do the same exact thing with all the other parts, just repeating that over and over for every single one. Oh, I found the problem. So the glue actually burned the styrofoam. Guys, you have to be careful. So I did make a mistake. I've got the simple minimalist board set up. I'm gonna move this onto this. And I'm guessing I'm just gonna cover it now. Doing the inside for now, I can do the outside later. But I just want to put this on now. See if there's any issues that I don't know of yet. Yeah, that's sitting a lot more flush. Put the backboard in. Yeah, that looks pretty cool, I ain't gonna lie. That is pretty cool looking. Push it all in. Close up the clips. That is nice. I like that. That is how you preserve technology. Ladies and gentlemen, let's take it over to the main room and I'm gonna show you guys the finished product because it looks beautiful. I ain't gonna lie, this is very cool. I'm gonna be putting this up on my desk as well, so it'll sit right in front of me. I really like this. Honestly, this is even cooler. Like, I could just show it off like this, and even that's really cool. Yo, this is nice. Let me see. Okay, I know you can't wait. Ladies and gentlemen, the PSP 1000. Just you know, yeah, I know, yeah. Dude, what a power move. That's sick. I like this. I hope you guys really enjoyed making this tech. If you did make this with me, or if you make it later, make sure to tag me on Instagram at ChilledFossil. Also follow, because you get immediate access to my weekly or monthly giveaways. Not weekly. I'm not student budget, guys. Student budget monthly giveaways. And do subscribe and like this video if I gave you some ideas. It really helps out a growing channel like mine. I'm gonna see you guys next week. Take it easy. Peace.